This latest cruise ship PR debacle, it once again raises the question, just how safe are you when you set sail on a Titanic-sized ship, and why do these problems keep happening over and over again, year after year after year? Joining me now from Pensacola, Florida is John Arthur Eaves. He's a maritime lawyer and has represented passengers from both the Costa Concordia and the Carnival Triumph. He has a trial for Costa Concordia in July. Thanks so much for joining us. Do you think Royal Caribbean handled things better than Carnival? Are we seeing some progress when it comes to these debacles at sea?
Well, there's no question that they handled the situation after the fire better than Carnival, but the real problem is what caused the fire to begin in the first place. And we know that that is because that basically just like you have a tune-up for your car, this industry is not regulated, it is not controlled, and it is not responding to the insurance industry, so that it's a race to the bottom, so that they just basically take these vessels, they bring them into port, they unload them with passengers, they refuel and restock the pantry, but then they turn right around without giving them the service to these engines that they need.
Let's talk about this regulations. Why are there not stricter regulations when it comes to these cruises, like we see with airlines? So they both travel internationally, but my impression is that these cruise ships do not have to adhere to safety standards for the United States.
Well, the problem here is that it's governed by international treaty, and there's a lot of gaps in those treaties because nations have really resisted not passing laws because they move in between these states. The problem is that the U.S. has tried to control it, but these vessels are really a subject of the individual states that flies the flag. In other words, this vessel here was a Bahama vessel with a Bahama flag. It is our hope that there'll be legislation in the U.S. Congress upcoming that would require these vessels to be U.S. flag vessels, which would allow more government oversight and allow our investigative teams with the FBI and police forces in the U.S. to actually make sure that these vessels are safe.
Now, obviously, you're a trial attorney. You said filing lawsuits will raise the standards of cruise safety so they don't have to spend all this money giving it to passengers who sue. Is your theory bearing out? Are we seeing that result?
Well, I think we will see the result. Our first trial for the Costa Concordia tragedy is July 23rd, and we're asking for American values for the value of life of those passengers. I think once we see that those values come in, then you'll see the insurance industry respond and require this industry to invest into safer regulations, just like the airline industry is now.
It's amazing to me. You see these incidents happen every 2 or 3 weeks. There's another horrible incident, and it's somebody's really going to have. There's going to have to be some horrible disaster before somebody actually does anything about this. Hopefully, I'm wrong. John Arthur.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Coming up, if you're worried about eating genetically altered food.